Hey guys, we've got the final area of Dark Visions number 12 on Global. I'm going to be doing all three of these bosses in individual videos, so we're going to start with Dark Odin. But as I work out my strategy and get it working, I'm going to keep retrying it until I get a good run. So I will see you guys in a moment for the first attempt. Alright guys, I've been working on Dark Odin for a while. I've gotten so many clears between 9.1 and 9.7 billion. I've been retreating so that I don't consume energy on these attempts. But yeah, I just think it's just like right there out of reach. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a clear in and move along with whatever I get. So here is the team we're going to be using for the clear. It's a dark team. This is the units, and I'll just briefly explain what's going on. Everyone has 30 or better fire resist, and we have 100 or better light resist for the form that we're going to be in for the first few turns. So Edgar has some light resist, and he doesn't need death immunity. That was a failed attempt. Ignore that. His shift form is ignoring light resist, and I'll show why that's okay in a moment. Double spear, man-eater, jump. We've got 725 jump, maxed human killer. Lasso Reagan, base forms from LB fill, 100 light, 30 fire, 1000 needles, that's important for him. And then shift form, he's got a spear, searing ember, etc., some killers. I can maybe, and then we don't have any resist in the shift form because we're going straight for a kill when he shifts. 295 LB, 300 human. Tifa, base form, she's using Bushido Freedom to dispel our team. We actually don't need the dual cast dispel trick, so you can ignore that. We're not doing it. Bushido Freedom, single wielding, some LB fill, 100 light, some fire. Shift form, she's geared for human killer. We're ignoring light resist, and you'll see why that's okay later. 50 fire and LB damage, human killer. Maxed LB, maxed human. Like I'm geared pretty freaking well. Why am I not capping this? Zahn is full evasion, passive provoke. Technically he's death immune. We don't really need it though because the boss I don't think is doing death on Zahn. We're not pushing thresholds. 30 fire, because he's fully evading, he doesn't need any light resist. Dual wielding, Call of the Wild, and some LB fill. That's important. We are going to be getting his LB pretty quickly. That's going to be important. Gilgamesh, Dragon's Brush, base form, 100 light, and some whatever. Make sure he's using his TMR or his STMR to unlock his upgraded limit burst. Ignore dual cast, we don't need that. That's for an old strategy. Shift form, he's geared for damage. He's got... we're not shifting until the kill turn, so the resistances don't matter on him. So there we go. He's going to be chaining, though. He's got maxed human killer. We're not using his LB. And then Venera Fens, base form is ignoring light resist. We're starting her in the shift form. That's very important. Start her in the shift. So here's her gear. We're going to be doing her base form LB for the kill turn. Maxed LB, maxed human. There's the setup. And then shift form is 100 light, a little bit of fire. And then there we go, some mana regen. And here. We'll explain this as I go because I'm ready to move along. I've spent too long re-rolling variants on this dumb boss, and I can't get it. It's out of reach. So turn 1, Gilgamesh is going to Bar Farega. Venera is going to Shadowcast. Remember, she started in the shift form. Edgar is going to Dignified. We're going to triple Gleaming with Last Gem. And Tifa is going to Rallying. Rallying Cry is technically optional, but we're doing it. And we're going to guard Zahn. Alright, so Zahn's our passive provoker. We're just filling up LB gauge and all on the first 2 turns. Alright, we're just gonna hit the repeat button here. And that makes Edgar a normal attack, but that doesn't really matter. We're just waiting for now. So at the end of the turn, the boss is going to do power of fire or light. With this team, I no longer care which one. I was relying on RNG earlier, but at this point, I adjusted it so I don't care anymore. So Edgar is going to shift and use his LB on turn 3. So is Zahn, so is Gilgamesh, and so is Venera. Remember, Venera is shifted currently. So all these LBs. And then Lasso Reagan and Tifa can discard. So that applied double Mirage. So even though Edgar is not using any resistance, the double Mirage will protect him. Technically, if it's a fire attack, you only need single Mirage, but if he does light, you need double Mirage, and Zahn handles that. Okay, so we're now imperiled. So Lasso Reagan is going to 1,000 Needles, and then Tifa is going to Bushido our own team. Now if you're using like the dual cast a spell trick, that works as well. There we go. Let's see. Now we're going to have Gilgamesh reapply Fire Resist. And then Venera is going to Umbral, Shadow Serpent, and Man-Eater Dagger. Wait for this to finish. That's gonna imbue her with Dark, give her a 300% attack buff, and give her a Human Killer buff. Zahn is going to Reflector. We're going to Elemental Venera, Critical Venera, and then spread the buffs. That also gives the whole team 4 stacks of Mirage, by the way, and the 25% Dark Amplify. And then Edgar's going to jump. So even though, well, never mind, no, ignore me. No, that's a 4 stack of Mirage, so we're going to lose 1 stack here in a moment. There's a stack gone, but we've still got 3 stacks of Mirage for next turn. Alright, so Zahn is dual wielding. He's just going to AR, and then Gilgamesh he's not dual wielding currently, because I don't want to deal much damage to the boss. So he's going to double cast his AR skill, which was unlocked from his LB. It's also a 130 Imperil, which is where we're getting our Dark Imperil from. And we're going to Dance All Days. So we're going to chain these up to get the 100-point chain score, because we're not chaining for 100 on the kill turn. We gotta get that done now. Alright, Lasso Reagan's Complete Awakening. We're going to shift Tifa. And she's going to Awaken Fighting. We're going to go back to the base form with Venera. And we're going to Snipe Dagger, Heavenly Blade, and Marauder's Blade. Now the reason I'm doing Snipe Dagger is because I don't want to deal damage to the boss and push the threshold. Okay, so even though Venera, Tifa, and Lasso Reagan are not using Light Resist in this form, we've still got 3 stacks of Mirage, so we don't really care. Like this light attack he's doing is all being Miraged. So we're fine. So now we're going to kill the boss. We're going to shift Gilgamesh to the shift form, which is geared for damage. We're going to shift Lasso Reagan. And we're going to use Lasso Reagan's LB. We're going to drop with Edgar. We're going to cap with Tifa. We're going to cap with the base form of Venera. And then Gilgamesh is going to AR to build the chain, and then double Absolute Mirror of Equity, which is his better damage skill. And then Zahn's going to match that. So Zahn is going to also AR and double Absolute Mirror. Now you might be wondering why am I capping with Venera's base form LB. That's because of the way the buffs worked out. Her Amplify was in the shift form, and we had to do that before Edgar jumped. And if we couldn't both do 90% defense break and 25% Amplify on Edgar if Venera was going to be shifting this turn, because she, as you see, her shift is on cooldown. We can't, so it's fine. So we're going to go ahead and send the chainers to wait. Then we're going to send Venera. Then we're going to send everyone else. And we're going to fingers crossed that I got a big boy chain score of 10 billion. I probably didn't. I probably got like a 9.5 again. 9.4. Like I'm just hovering around 9.5, 9.4. I gotta get stronger units, I guess. Maybe that EX2 Lasso Reagan or that EX2 Venera would have done it. But okay. So that is my Dark Odin Clear. Now I'm going to be moving along to Dark Diablos. Now you might have questions like, what if I don't have this unit or that unit? I'm in a little bit of a rush today, so I will cover that in future videos later in the week. So I'll see you in a moment.